Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to discuss chapter 16, Water, a Precious Resource. Let's warm up. Collect some pictures and clippings from newspapers and magazines related to water shortage and stick them here. So students, you have to do this by yourself. Now, let's know about forms of water, process of water cycle, depletion of water table, management of water, and rainwater harvesting. So students, these are some topics we are going to read in this chapter. Here, water is a precious and important natural resource. Life cannot exist without water on the earth. We use water for various purposes such as bathing, drinking, cleaning, etc. Plants also need water to carry out their life activities and also to transport substances such as food, minerals, etc. from one part of body to other part. So student, आप सबको पता है कि वाटर कितना प्रीशियस है. हमारी जो लाइफ है वो एग्जिस्ट इसलिए करती है क्योंकि अर्थ पे वाटर एग्जिस्ट करता है. प्लांट्स को भी वाटर की नीड होती है, एनिमल्स को भी होती है, ह्यूमन बींग्स को भी होती है. नाउ वी हैव forms of water. Water on earth is found in all the three forms, that mean liquid, solid and gas. In the liquid form, water is present in oceans, rivers, seas, lakes, ponds, etc. In the solid form, water is found as ice and snow on high mountains, glaciers and at the poles. In the gaseous form, water is present as water vapor in the air. So student, ये three forms होती हैं, जैसे कि रिवर, लेक्स, इन सब में आपको कैसी फॉर्म में मिलता है वाटर? लिक्विड फॉर्म में मिलता है. स्नो है या ग्लेशियर्स है, पोल्स पे किसकी फॉर्म में मिलता है? आइस की फॉर्म में मिलता है. और गैसियस फॉर्म की बात करें तो वो हमारी एयर में प्रेजेंट होती है. नाउ अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ वाटर इन नेचर. इफ वी लुक एट द पिक्चर ऑफ द अर्थ टेकन फ्रॉम आउटर सरफेस, द अर्थ अपीयर्स ब्लू. The earth appears blue from space because a major part of the earth's surface is covered with water. Actually, about 71% of earth's surface is covered with water. Therefore, our earth is also called a watery planet. Look at this picture, student. Earth appears blue from the space. Almost 97.4% of the water available on Earth's surface is contained in the seas and oceans. This water is salty or saline and therefore unfit for human consumption. Of the remaining 2.6%, a major portion, 1.7%, is found in the frozen form as ice caps on the top of the mountains and in glaciers. Only 0.8% fresh water is available as river water, lake water and groundwater and is fit for use for human beings. So we can say that the use is highly negligible. So we can say that the actual amount of water available for human use is highly negligible. The water available for human use is mostly present in rivers, lakes, ponds and partly as groundwater. Thus, a very small fraction of the total water present on earth is available for our use. The readily available fresh water available for use by us is only about 0.006% of the total water present on the earth. Look at these pictures, students. We have here percentage of fit water on earth. Do you know? Water is also present in plants. Tomato is about 95% water and an apple is about 80% water and cucumber is about 90% water. So student, अगर हम water की presence की बात करें तो अर्थ पे 71% जो है वो water है. But अगर हम बात करते हैं कि ह्यूमंस के लिए, हमारे कंजप्शन के लिए जो है वो 0.07% है. क्यों? क्योंकि कुछ वाटर जो है वो ओशंस की फॉर्म में है, लेक, सीज की फॉर्म्स में है, वो हम यूज नहीं कर सकते. सो स्टूडेंट, इसलिए जो ह्यूमन यूज के लिए जो वाटर है वो बहुत कम है. नाउ वी हैव प्रोसेस एंड वाटर साइकिल. We know water exists in three physical states: solid, liquid and gaseous under different conditions. The solid form of water, that means snow and ice, is present as ice caps at the poles of the earth, snow-covered mountains and glaciers. Liquid water is present in oceans, lakes, rivers and even underground. The gaseous form of water, that means water vapor, is present in the air around us. So student, आप सबको पता है कि जो वाटर है उसकी थ्री फॉर्म्स है और तीनों फॉर्म्स अलग अलग जगह एग्जिस्ट करती हैं. जैसे लिक्विड की अगर हम बात करें तो ओशियंस और सीज में एग्जिस्ट करता है. सॉलिड, दैट इज आइस, वो ग्लेशियर्स या माउंटेन टॉप्स पे जो है एग्जिस्ट करती है. और वाटर वेपर हमारी एयर में प्रेजेंट होती है. The continuous cycling of water among its three forms keeps the total amount of water on the earth constant. We can describe the water cycle in nature briefly as follows. So students, जो water है अर्थ पे वो constant होता है. कैसे? क्योंकि हमारी जो अर्थ है उस पे एक water cycle होता है. अब हम उस water cycle को पढ़ेंगे. Look here. Oceans, rivers, lakes and ponds contain water in liquid form. Evaporation of water from oceans, rivers, lakes and ponds forms water vapor which goes into air. The trees and plants suck groundwater through their roots. अब स्टूडेंट आपने देखा कि क्या होगा फर्स्ट स्टेप की जो हमारे ओशियंस हैं, रिवर्स हैं, वहां से वाटर क्या होता है, आपका वाटर वेपर में चेंज होता है और एयर में मिक्स हो जाता है. The water vapor present in air rises high up in the sky, gets cooled and condenses. Condensation of water vapor forms clouds. The clouds get cooled further and form rain clouds. The rain clouds make the droplets of water formed by the condensation of water vapor fall down on earth in the form of rain. Rain is the ultimate source of fresh water. Sometimes it forms snow leading to snowfall. The water which falls from clouds as rain or snow is called precipitation. So students, क्या होता है कि जब वाटर वेपर जो आपकी एयर में मिक्स होती है वो कहाँ चली जाती है, ऊपर चली जाती है और वो स्काई में जाके क्लाउड का फॉर्मेशन करते हैं और क्लाउड से बाद में क्या होती है, बारिश होती है. Some of the rain water and water formed by the melting of snow seeps into the ground. The process of seeping of water into the ground is called infiltration. Some of the rainwater fills the lakes and ponds, and the rest of rainwater flows into rivers and finally goes into the ocean. Look at this picture, students. We have first transpiration, then evaporation, then condensation, then precipitation. This is diagram of water cycle. Now, scarcity of water or shortage of water. All of us need water every day for many purposes such as drinking, cooking food, washing utensils, brushing teeth, bathing, washing clothes and flushing toilets. The amount of water recommended by the United Nations UN for drinking, washing, cooking and maintaining proper hygiene is minimum of 50 liters per person per day. This is about 2.5 buckets of water per person per day. Only some of the people in our country get this minimum amount of water for their daily needs. Millions of people in our country do not get sufficient water. In some places, there is an acute shortage of water, especially during summers. Taps running dry, long queues for collecting water, fights over sharing of water. Protests, marches and demonstrations for demanding more water from the civic authorities have become a common sight during the summer period. This is because the consumption of water increased due to hot weather. So student, अगर हम बात करें shortage of water की, तो हर जगह नहीं, लेकिन हमारी इंडिया में भी कुछ पार्ट ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे वाटर की बहुत ज्यादा शॉर्टेज है और खासकर गर्मियों में हो जाती है, क्योंकि गर्मियों में कंजप्शन ऑफ वाटर जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है. अगर हम यूएन यानी कि यूनाइटेड नेशंस की बात करें तो उनके अकॉर्डिंग 2 से 1.5 बकेट पर पर्सन उनकी डेली एक्टिविटीज के लिए उन्हें लगता है कि इतना वाटर यूज होता है, बट कुछ लोगों को वो भी नहीं मिलता है. दैट इज शॉर्टेज ऑफ वाटर. नाउ वी हैव एन एक्टिविटी 1. Complete the flow chart showing water cycle. So students, look at this flow chart. You have to complete it with the help of the diagram of water cycle. Look at this picture, students. People are in a queue for collecting water. Most of the towns and cities have water supply systems which are run by the local civic bodies. For this purpose, water is drawn from nearby rivers, lakes or tube wells. This water is purified and then supplied to all the houses through a network of pipes. Some of the villages in our country also have such water supply systems. Please note that water shortage is a problem faced not only by the people living in rural areas but even the urban areas, city areas face the problem of water shortage, especially during the summer season. In fact, water shortage has become a matter of concern throughout the world. Some of the causes of the shortage of water are. So students, अगर हम वाटर शॉर्टेज की बात करें, वो ये नहीं कि आपको गांव में ही देखने को मिलेगी, बहुत जगह, बहुत शहरों में भी आपको ये प्रॉब्लम फेस करनी पड़ती है. और शॉर्टेज ऑफ वाटर कंसर्न हो गया है पूरे वर्ल्ड के लिए, मतलब हर जगह ये प्रॉब्लम आपको देखने को मिलती है. नाउ वी हैव सम पॉइंट्स, दैट इज कॉजेज ऑफ शॉर्टेज ऑफ वाटर. हियर, रैपिड ग्रोथ ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज, ग्रोइंग इरिगेशन रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, increasing population, mismanagement of water. Scarcity of water affects our life in many ways. Crop production is affected and people have to buy water at high prices or walk miles to get water. So सो स्टूडेंट्स, वाटर की अगर हम बात करें कि पानी की कमी हम लोगों की लाइफ को बहुत अफेक्ट करती है, जैसे क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन खत्म हो जाता है, कम हो जाता है, हमें पानी खरीदना पड़ता है हाई प्राइसेस पे। सोचो अगर आपको पानी खरीदना पड़ रहा है, दैट इज आवर बेसिक नीड, तो हम कितना पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं, तो वो क्या कर रहा है, हमारी लाइफ को अफेक्ट कर रहा है, हमारी इनकम को अफेक्ट कर रहा है, और या फिर बहुत दूर दूर तक जाना पड़ता है पानी भरने। सो स्टूडेंट्स, ये क्या है कि हमारी लाइफ में बहुत जगह क्या है, मिसमैनेज करते हैं, वाटर को वेस्ट करते हैं। सो दैट इज द थिंग कि हमें वाटर को बहुत सोच समझ के यूज करना चाहिए। नाउ वी हैव ग्राउंड वाटर इज एन important source of water. The rainwater and water from other sources such as rivers, lakes and ponds seep through the soil and fills the empty spaces and cracks below the ground. The process of seeping of water in the ground is called infiltration. So students, जो सॉइल में वाटर हमारा जाता है, वो रेन वाटर हो या कभी कभी क्या होता है हम ऐसे ही पानी खुला छोड़ देते हैं, तो कौन उसको सोखता है, हमारी जमीन, या दैट मीन्स सॉइल उसको क्या कर लेती है, एब्जॉर्ब कर लेती है। और ये प्रोसेस ऑफ सीपिंग ऑफ वाटर into the ground, that is infiltration. Here, after saturating the soil, rainwater and water from other sources move downwards and get collected above impervious and impermeable rocks. This reservoir of water collected above impervious rocks and below the earth is called groundwater. The upper limit of groundwater is called water table. So, जो आपके ग्राउंड वाटर की अपर लिमिट है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, वाटर टेबल। Now look at this picture we have here, groundwater, water table, surface water, then water table, then above we have, here we have unsaturated soil. Now students, we have check and mate, as we already read about these things, so you have to do it by yourself. The water table varies from place to place and it may even change at a given place. Traditionally, groundwater has been utilized by digging wells deep till it reaches the ground table. It reaches the water table. Manually operated hand pumps or power operated tube wells are also used to pump out the groundwater. This groundwater is used for household, domestic, agriculture and industrial purpose. If there is more rainfall and more rainwater seeps into the ground, the water table rises. And if excessive amount of groundwater is withdrawn for domestic, irrigation and industrial use, then the water table falls. So students, क्या होता है कि आप सबको पता है कि हमारे सबके घरों में सबमर्सिबल्स आजकल यूज होते हैं, एग्रीकल्चर दैट मीन्स फार्मिंग के लिए ट्यूबवेल्स का यूज किया जाता है, इंडस्ट्रीज में यूज किया जाता है। तो उससे क्या होता है, हम यूज क्या कर रहे हैं, ग्राउंड वाटर को यूज कर रहे हैं। अगर सपोज बहुत अच्छी बारिश हुई है तो क्या होगा, ग्राउंड वाटर का लेवल दैट मीन्स वाटर टेबल इंक्रीज हो जाएगी, राइज हो जाएगी। और सपोज अगर बहुत ज्यादा हमने यूज किया है ग्राउंड वाटर का और बारिश उतनी अच्छी नहीं हुई, तो आपकी वाटर टेबल क्या हो जाएगी, डिक्रीज हो जाएगी, दैट मीन्स फॉल्स हो जाएगी। Here we have, look at this picture, pumping out of groundwater. Now students, we have depletion of water table. The water which we draw or take out from the underground for previous purposes gets replenished naturally by the seepage of rainwater. The water table at a place does not get affected as long as we draw as much water as is replenished by natural process. However, in many areas, water table may go down if the groundwater is being used at a faster rate than it is being renewed or recharged by the natural process. Some of the factors which affect the water table at a place and make it go down are. So students, water table affect होती है या तो हम excessive use कर रहे हैं या वो renew नहीं हो पा रही है natural sources से. Okay students, here we have some points. First is deforestation. Cutting down a large number of trees at a place is called deforestation. This leads to failure of soil to hold moisture. The water just run off on the ground surface. Then we have increase in population. Human population is increasing day by day. To meet the needs of an ever increasing human population, more houses, offices, schools, shops and roads are being built. These construction activities need a huge supply of water, hence depletion of water table. Now, increases in industries. As the number of industries is increasing continuously, water is used by most industries, draw huge quantities of water from the ground leading to the depletion of the water table. So student, ये भी किसको affect करता है, water table को डिप्लीट करता है। ऐसे ही पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज हो रही है, उससे भी हमारी वाटर टेबल क्या हो रही है, डिप्लीट हो रही है। ऐसे ये सब क्या है, हमारे फैक्टर्स हैं जो वाटर डिप्लीशन क्रिएट करते हैं, वाटर टेबल को डिप्लीट करते हैं। देन वी हैव स्कैंटी रेनफॉल। When there is scanty rainfall, less water seeps into the ground. In such a situation, much more groundwater is drawn out by the people for various purposes than that can be only replenished by rain. This results in depletion of the water table. Now students, we have management of water. Groundwater is available in abundance, but this does not mean that we misuse it. This requires thoughtful management of water and cooperation on the part of the people and government. Conservation of water is the best way to fulfill our demand for water. So student देखो ground water present है लेकिन हमें उसे बहुत तरीके से यूज करना चाहिए, उसको कंजर्व करना चाहिए. We can conserve water in many ways. First, in the bathroom. Leaky taps must be repaired immediately. Water taps should be turned off when not in use. In the kitchen. While washing the dishes, do not leave the water running for rinsing. Do not wash the vegetables under the running water. Instead, wash them in a container filled with water. Reuse this water for watering plants. Then, use the least amount of detergent while washing dishes. This will minimize the water needed for rinsing the dishes. Now, in general, putting mulch, a layer of leaves, barks, etc. around the plants and trees shows down the evaporation of water and enriches the soil. This helps more water to seep underground. Do not put more water in plants. Drip irrigation is another important method of conserving water. In this method of irrigation, water is provided to plants drop by drop just at their roots and water is not wasted at all. Look here, a boundary. So students, ये सब चीजें अगर आप अपनी डेली लाइफ में फॉलो करते हैं तो आप वाटर को कहीं ना कहीं कंजर्व कर रहे हैं. Look at this picture, we have drip irrigation. Now students, rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is one such method which helps recharge the groundwater in areas with inadequate groundwater supply or surface resources. Rainwater harvesting offers an ideal solution. The basic principle behind the system is to catch water where it falls. Rainwater harvesting is collecting water from the rooftops, roads and surface runoffs and storing it in tanks. It can be also used to recharge the groundwater directly. Rainwater harvesting has traditionally been practiced in India. Some traditional water harvesting systems were bavats, step wells and jeeries. Many of the modern water harvesting structures used in India are based on these models. So students, क्या है कि इंडिया में बहुत पहले से रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग होती है. रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग है, रेन वाटर को कलेक्ट करके हम या तो हम डायरेक्टली ग्राउंड वाटर का लेवल इंक्रीज होता ही है या हम उसको कलेक्ट करके बाद में फिल्टर करके भी यूज कर सकते हैं. Look at this picture, we have rainwater harvesting. Now students, what we learn in this chapter, now we will discuss it in a nutshell. Water is important for sustaining life and act as a media for a variety of life processes. Water exists in three physical states, that means solid, liquid and gas, and these are interchangeable. River, lakes, tanks and ponds are surface water sources. The water which falls from the clouds as rain or snow is called precipitation. The process of seeping of water into the ground is called infiltration. The water stored above impervious rocks is called groundwater. The reservoir of water above impervious rocks below the earth's surface is called groundwater. The upper limit of the groundwater is called the water table. When there is more rainfall and more rainwater seeps into the ground, the water table rises and vice versa. If excessive amount of groundwater is withdrawn for domestic irrigation and industrial uses, then water table falls. India is a vast country and the rainfall is not the same everywhere. Some regions of India have excessive rainfall whereas some other regions of India have little rainfall. Now students, we have some keywords here. Groundwater, the reservoir of water collected above impervious rocks below the earth's surface. Permeable rocks, rocks which allows water to pass through it. Impermeable rocks, rocks which does not allow water to pass through it. Infiltration, the process of seeping water into the ground is called infiltration. Water table, the upper limit of groundwater. Rainwater harvesting, the process of collecting rainwater from roofs, streets, corners, etc. and storing it for later use. Thank you students, we will meet again in the next chapter. Till then, revise what we learned today.